The average Shopify brand only converts at a 1.4% conversion rate. If that sounds like you, I'm going to show you how to 4x that in 2026. The typical brand tries to scale by spending more on ads. But here's the problem with that. No matter how much you spend, you are already barely converting on that traffic as it is. And if you're doing, for example, $50,000 per month, 4xing your conversion rate would mean you are now over $200,000 per month in sales without spending a single extra penny on paid ads. So in this video, I'm going to give you my conversion rate framework where we have audited over 16,000 plus Shopify stores between the three of my companies, which has generated over $2 billion in sales for our clients, where we are seeing conversion rates of 3%, 5%, 8%, even 10% on Shopify. And after I break all of that down, I'm also going to give you the full funnel that we use and install with brands from A to Z for you to copy. Starting with step number 1 in 4xing your conversion rate. What is CRO? CRO stands for conversion rate optimization. Just like we optimize our ads, we also want to optimize the way our website is converting on the traffic we send it. For example, if you're spending $10,000 per month in ads and that brings back $30,000 in sales, but you only have a conversion rate of 1%, once we optimize that website, if we increase it to a 2% or 3% conversion rate, you are immediately overnight making double or triple the sales without spending any more money on paid ads. In addition to that, your ROAS skyrockets because more people are converting. Now you're spending $10K on ads but are making back $60,000 or $90,000 in sales. This is why it is so important and why big brands like Skims, AG1, Nike, and Apple spend millions per year on improving their conversion rates. And today, I'm giving it all to you for free. So the first step in this is your website speed. For every 1 second delay, there is a 7% decrease in your conversion rates. So when we're looking at a brand like Graza, whenever people visit their website, there's a lot of imagery. And a lot of you have images on your website showcasing your product, breaking down how it works. There's a lot of visuals that go into educating people, walking them through every step, showing ingredients, the lifestyle, the imagery. And all of this space takes up time to load. In fact, most stores have the biggest conversion rate drop because of their site speed loading so slowly from the high-res images that they upload. And you want high-res imagery because it helps with conversions. You don't want it to take away from conversions by slowing down the website too much. Because in today's age, frequency and the speed to being able to access a website is extremely important. If it takes too long for your website to load, people are less likely to check out and complete the purchase. So what we want to do is make sure all of our images on our website are optimized so that way we can decrease our website page speed. And one of the easiest ways that you can do this is by going to a tool called Tiny Image Optimizer. And this Shopify app will automatically optimize all of your images, keep them high res, but make them load instantaneously. That way, when people visit your website, all of the images are ready to go and it doesn't slow down your site, but it also keeps them high res. And this tool, once installed, will automatically make these adjustments for you. And once we do that, this will allow us to improve our site speed so that way we don't have to worry about friction when people visit our website from our ads. And now that your website is loading faster, step number 2 in this is understanding your data on the actual website itself. So here we are inside of one of my clients' Shopify dashboards, and as you can see, they've done nearly $500,000 in sales in the last 30 days, and their conversion rates are going up. They're roughly at a 2.9%, 3% conversion rate. And the main metrics that you want to pay attention to when looking to optimize your conversion rate on Shopify is not just your overall conversion rate, but your conversion rate breakdown. Because what the conversion rate breakdown does is it allows us to understand where the drop-offs, bottlenecks are in our PDP and product pages. Because when somebody visits our website, now that we've sped them up, we have more sessions hitting our site. The next step is to understand add to cart ratio. If you have a low add to cart ratio, that points to a whole list of problems. If you are at 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5% add to cart ratio, that means not enough people are seeing your add to cart button. There's friction, they're not being educated, maybe there's no ingredients listed, the model sizing isn't there, the offer or price is too high, which is preventing people from adding to cart. Or your buttons are just not that visible and it's hard for them to see. So therefore you have a low add to cart ratio. Now, If you have a high add to cart ratio, but a large drop off in reach checkout, that pinpoints a problem where you have drop off between when they add to cart and check out, meaning it could be your add to cart page. If you're taking them directly to an add to cart page, that can end up having a negative effect because you're now loading a second page. So if you don't have a drawer cart or a slide cart, or whenever they go to checkout, they don't see the complete payment badges or their payment options, they're less likely to go to checkout. Or maybe they see that shipping costs money or your discounts didn't load properly, and this causes friction. So that's where we'll start to fix those issues. Now, if you have a good add to cart ratio and a good reach checkout ratio, but a small complete checkout where they actually make the payment, that could point to your actual checkout page. It could be to do with your shipping thresholds, your pricing, the different payment methods that you offer, not having enough trust or review badges, or too slow of a shipping time. There's so many things that go into each of these metrics that we need to understand. And I'm gonna be breaking down in this video how to solve for each of these stages, so that way you can maximize your overall sales. So now that we understand what our conversion rate breakdown looks like, let's go find the bottlenecks that a website that is not very well optimized would encounter. So here we are on a Shopify website that is not very well optimized at all. And there's so many different friction points that we can discover and learn from with a store that looks like this. The first is our shipping banner doesn't really stand out. It's on a white background. Our menu items are all stacked up together. And if we look at mobile here, we're not taking up enough space with our imagery. We don't have enough educational imagery. As we scroll down, we have these different curl types. And if you don't know what this is, this can be very confusing. So we don't have enough information on exactly how this works. And then our links, we're taking up a huge amount of space on mobile right here. I mean, look how far we have to scroll to get to the add to cart. So a Shopify store like this is gonna have a very low add to cart ratio because we have to scroll very far down just to find the add to cart. And not only that, the add to cart blends in with the website. It's white on white, and we have this all stacked up. This should be on a scroller. Our pricing isn't very big. We're taking up too much space with our headline. There's so much going on here. We have pop-ups, and by the time we make it to add to cart, not only is it a low add to cart ratio, it then has a pop-up add to cart with no upsells, no guidance. It tells us to view cart. So now we've clicked twice just to be able to see our cart, and then we're taken to a cart page. This destroys conversion rates. And then on our cart page, we're getting a pop-up at the exact wrong time that we want to show something. So now we're in our cart and we have to then hit check out, and it's saying 97 cents, which is a little confusing for package protection. Checkout without is unhighlighted, which is even more bizarre. And then we have our payment options. So we have to go through multiple clicks, which is going to destroy our add to cart to checkout ratio. This is causing a lot of friction. And so when we finally come down here, if we were ever able to make it here as a customer, and by the time we make it to the checkout, we don't have trust badges, we don't have shipping times mentioned, we don't have much information really at all. We see additional pricing, and it can cause people to just bounce at this point too. So a lot of things are going wrong with this website, which is preventing people from being able to convert. So if your website looks like this, there is a lot of things that we can improve on to be able to fix your conversion rate and drive more sales. Now for step number 3 in this, and it is one of the most important out of all of these. It's understanding the landing page experience from the ad to the actual product page itself. And let me show you what I mean. This is where most revenue is either made or lost. And you want to keep things super consistent from ads to lander, whether it's a product display page or just a product page in general. So let's look at Graza. So here we are on Graza's Facebook ad library. We have their colorful branding and they're green. We're showing the product. We have headlines, we have emojis. It's very dialed in for their creatives and overall brand. And this is very important because we want people to recognize our brand because it can help increase conversion rates whenever ads are consistent and synergistic between each of our creatives. We want our creatives to be well color oriented and have the right branding between each of them. So no matter which ad they see, they recognize our brand and are more likely to click through, which drives up our conversion rates because we have more sessions on our website. What's equally important here is whenever we click on an ad, it takes us to the exact same thing. So what you'll notice is here, you see this product packaging? When I click this, the very first visual I see is that exact same thing. And this is what we call a first load experience. When you click on an ad, your mind is expecting to see what you just clicked on. And when the website loads that exact thing, it validates the very thing that they were looking for, which increases the chances that they are going to move to the very next stage. And so whenever we have a product page and a PDP page like this, which is for gift shopping, we now can expect the customer to move to the next stage from here, which then has our well-branded site, and all of that same information is being shown here. And when I go to their product pages, it is very well optimized. We have clean and clear images of the products, showing how to use it, actually baking and applying it, what it looks like in a kitchen setting. And this is a masterclass in conversion rates because we have both the glass version, the squeeze bottle if people prefer that. We have quantity order bumps, which is going to help increase AOVs. And this drives higher conversions because we're giving options to people now, allowing them to decide whether or not they want to save money and buy more. We have subscribe and save if they want to put this on an auto recurring subscription, so that way they don't have to come back to the website and buy every time, which helps increase conversions. We have refill options and additional upsells, and Graza makes it very easy for somebody to add to cart with a drawer cart. We see all of the items in our cart. We have upsells and a very clean checkout. The experience is very easy to understand. And then we break down the actual details of how big the bottle is, how it's harvested, how you can use it, as well as the refill options. And when we go down, they go into the details of the ingredients, from where it's grown, how it's made, the distribution, and what the finished product looks like. And then we have recipes showcasing how you can use this, because if people don't know what they should do with this product, well, those are objections and questions that people might ask. So Graza does a really good job of showcasing how they have order bumps, bundles, packs, and subscriptions, allowing them to maximize sales and drive higher conversions. And it's all consolidated in one view, making it super easy to navigate. Notice how on the other website, there was so much stacking and so much stuff going on, whereas Graza makes it super easy to just select everything in one view and check out without having to load another page. Now let's look at Everyday Dose and how they break down a very clear offer with their hero mechanism. So from their ad to landing page, we have a very clear offer. 86% off today, get 30 servings, a free creamer, a free week of coffee, bonus gifts. They frame this as a hero mechanism which solves all things in one specific offer. This increases their conversion rate and allows more people to make a decision to buy. Not only that, but we have the breakdowns of $36 refill. We have the skip, pause, or cancel anytime on subscription. We have free 3-day shipping, so that way they know when they receive it. We break down the product in simple steps. We show the ingredients and what's included. And everything they need is all called out. And they have their entire offer all framed right here in first view. You can see all of the deals that you're getting with this, making this offer seem almost irresistible to buy. And Everyday Dose does a really good job of objection handling because they break down the credibility from other brands and what they had to say, because sometimes people don't just want to hear it from you, they want to hear it from somebody else. And so they're leveraging credible sources like Tasting Table or Who What Where, which are known publishers that review websites and products. And people trust these brands. And not only that, but they're breaking down how this coffee is beneficial, transforming your mornings. Over 10,000 research publications support the ingredients in Everyday Dose. That's a very credible call out, which is going to build a lot of trust. So all of these things handle more objections. Over 6 million orders delivered. Well, why wouldn't you buy this product if 6 million other people have? And not only that, but 93.6% of people say they love the taste. 88% of people say they feel a positive impact. Those are pretty trustworthy statistics that make it easier for a consumer to make a decision to buy. Because humans at the end of the day are like sheep, and they move with the crowd and trust others' opinions. And then we break down the benefits of the coffee. Maybe you don't understand why you need this. They break down the taste. What does it taste like? That's an objection. They break it down. What is it going to make me feel like? Am I going to be jittery? Am I going to be mellow? Is it too much coffee? Is it drinkable? They break it down. Then they bring in their customers and allow the customers to do the speaking for them. We're not just showing a review, we're showing the faces of people smiling, using the product, building up the emotion. And then maybe they're like, well, all this sounds great. People are saying they love it, but maybe I'm happy with my current coffee. Well, what does Everyday Dose do? They break down the objection of why they're better than everyone else. So you may be a regular coffee drinker and realize that you're not getting collagen to improve your skin. You're not getting gut and brain support. You're not getting 100% real mushrooms. You're just getting maybe some caffeine and a little bit of a vanilla flavor. And so this allows you to start understanding the key differences between what you're doing now versus what you should be doing. And they continue to break down this offer, and they do a beautiful job of showcasing social proof and UGC, which is very important. They're not just showing product imagery, they're not just breaking it down, they're not just putting statistics in, but they're driving in videos that have real life stories, education, walkthroughs, behind the scenes, and user-generated content that allows people to build up even more trust to buy. Now let's look at another website that is doing very well in their conversion rate and is on pace to become a billion-dollar company off of what they've done by disrupting the deodorant industry. There are so many deodorants out there, but what Carpe has been able to do is build a funnel that is so high converting that people come in expecting to spend $4, $10, $12, but come out spending hundreds of dollars and still converting. And they do this by breaking down some of the key features in bullet points and making it super easy for you to pick between the different scents and buy. Because every stick you add, you're getting a major discount, which is incentivizing people to add more. And because you're training the person to be able to click more times and start to build up the suspense of getting all these different scents in their cart, they're more likely to click through. And they have benefit breakdowns. You're getting a VIP discount. It's renewing every 4 weeks. You can adjust your delivery frequency. You can cancel anytime. We have dermatologist recommended, apply at night, 100% satisfaction guarantee. These are clear benefit-driven callouts that make it much more easy for people to not only scan, but make a quick decision to buy. And when we hit continue, we have our simple drawer cart where we're claiming free shipping, 15% off, 20% off, 25% off, and 30% off all in one. And we can see the strike-through pricing. We can see all of our products on first view. And we're even throwing in another product for 20% off and making it super easy for the continue button to move forward. They're not just saying check out, they're saying continue, because what Carpe does is it doesn't stop there. They then offer post-purchase upsells, additional offers, and it just keeps going until they've maximized not only the total number of sales, but the overall conversion rate that they could possibly get. And if you hadn't moved forward by this point and you continue to scroll down, they show you the exact steps on how to use it, and they even break down a beautiful before and after. If you have sweaty pits, smelly pits, or have this issue, here's what it looks like with Carpe. They stop sweat and odor. Simple and safe ingredients, dermatologist recommended. Carpe's really good at benefit-driven and before and after transformations to convince you to buy. So the goal from all of this helps you boost add to cart rates, AOVs, and conversion rates by applying all of these things. And at this point, if you're wondering how you can make all of these adjustments, I've gone ahead and linked a tool from Surge where we've audited thousands of Shopify websites and know exactly what converts. And inside of this free audit builder, it will show you everything you need to know and what changes to make in real time. So I highly recommend checking that out. For AOVs and LTVs, this is where we can do two things. It's where we maximize our average order value or maximize our lifetime value. Both are great strategies, but it just depends on how your funnel is set up to do it. Maximizing your LTV on the front end is a little more advanced. So I'm going to show you how to maximize your AOV for any brand that's under 100K per month. I recommend this setup. So just like I was showing you with Graza, where you're able to switch between different products and be able to add multiple products to cart and do bundling and subscribe and one-time orders all in one view, you can do this by using this tool here. It will allow you to pair your products to where you have bundles, people can toggle between different products, you can set up custom offers all in one view, so that way you can increase your average order value going from $30 to $40, $50, even $60, $100 plus, allowing you to make more money off of every order and simplifying it in a process that is conversion rate friendly. And I highly recommend checking out this tool because whether you're a clothing brand, supplement, any brand where you can pair products or sell bundles or packs, this is a tool that you must have. And just like on Carpe's website, where we have our Black Friday offers, we have our free shipping banners, our special discounts where we show the different tiers that people are going through. And when you add multiple items to cart and we hit continue, you see all of it pop up in a drawer cart or slide cart for a very intuitive and seamless checkout, allowing you to increase your add to cart ratio and your reached checkout ratio. And the exact tool for how you can set this up in a very easy to understand manner and have these special offers being shown in these pop-ups and the upsells in cart to increase AOVs and drive more conversions is this tool right here. It allows you to input your trust badges, urgency timers, free shipping bars, your upsell slider to sell them on additional products in cart before they check out, as well as the payment badges to build trust. This will increase your AOVs and your conversion rates. So this tool is linked below the video, and it's a drawer cart that pops out when they add to cart, allowing them to check out faster and spend more on every customer that visits your website. And this allows you to convert more people that visit your website while getting them to spend more. And all of the tools and things that I'm showing you in this video are all linked below for you to quickly access and install in one click on your Shopify. So the goal from this, bump AOVs on people who are ready to buy. Next is our checkout and cart recovery. This is where we recapture missed opportunities by increasing add to cart recovery via email and SMS. So when we're looking at a website that has a very high add to cart ratio, where we have nearly 35,000 orders that have been sitting in add to carts that have not purchased, and we've only gotten 8,600, that means over 20,000 people are still having a product in their cart but have not checked out. That is a massive opportunity that we do not want to miss. Without even increasing our spend on ads, we can start liquidating all of these add to carts and recovering them to drive more sales. And to be able to do that, if you have a very high add to cart ratio and a very low conversion rate, this is one of the quickest ways you can recover them is with email and SMS. So here we are with a brand that went through the mentorship, and this is Heights District. They are a streetwear clothing brand. And literally within his first month of installing this tool that I'm about to show you, he was able to capture an additional $60,000 in sales off of this one SMS tool, all from the amount of add to carts that he had on his Shopify that were not converting. So if you have a lot of add to carts, you want to be able to recover them with SMS and email. So what I've gone ahead and done is link below this exact tool, and I highly recommend this, especially if you want to recover more sales and make more money. Because you can literally be able to install this cart recovery tool, and what it does is it automatically sets up an AI and a phone number, and for every person who adds a cart and bounces from your website, maybe they got busy, something happened and they did not make the purchase. That doesn't mean they necessarily didn't want to buy, but now that they've left, the opportunity of recovering them goes down if you do not have something like this. And what this cart recovery tool does is it'll have an AI conversation where somebody adds the cart and they bounce, and the AI will reach out to them and say, hey, I saw that you added this item to cart, but you did not buy. Anything I can help with? And then the person responds and says, well, it was a little pricey. I really want the product, but I don't want to spend that much money. The AI bot will automatically respond and say, would a 5% or 10% discount help you? And then that person ends up checking out, allowing you to recover more individuals. So this tool only really needs to be set up once, and it will do the automatic add to cart recovery for you. Imagine if you were able to recover up to 30% of the people who added to cart but did not buy. That is a huge increase in sales and a huge increase in conversion rate, all by doing one thing, activating cart recovery with SMS. So once you install this tool, it will run on autopilot and recover anywhere between 15 to 30%, and on average, increase your ROI by 10 to 15x. The amount of times I've seen people explode after doing this is unreal. Next up is email recovery. And one of the quickest ways to recover more people from email is by having more emails to begin with. And before we start sending out email recovery reminders, add to cart recovery flows, checkout abandonment flows, post-purchase flows, we have to be able to build up our email list in a much more efficient and quicker way. And one of the best ways to do that is by having a full width pop-up where people can interact and be able to submit their email. So that way you build your email list, increase your matchback ratios with Meta, and be able to send more emails to drive more sales. And one of the ways you do that is a great example from Photon Candle here, who literally came into our mentorship, scaled up to 300K months, transferred into the agency, and will do over $3 million this month from following all of these steps exactly. And we did this with one of these tools, which helps with email capture, and you pick between one of these items. If you're selling candles, these could be candles. If you're selling, supplements, you could have pick between one of our supplements, and it's a mystery discount, and you unlock it and enter in your email address, and the average email opt-in ratio is roughly 15% with this tool. Imagine if you're only capturing roughly 3 to 5% and you were able to triple that volume. What does that mean for you? Well, it's totally free to send out emails. So if you have a much bigger list and you have a much higher capture ratio, you're going to be driving way more conversions. So to be able to do this exact setup and have a very clean and intuitive pop-up that is full width, I highly recommend checking out this tool where you can have these beautiful visuals of full width pop-ups that absolutely crush it on mobile and desktop view. And you simply can pick between products, or you could do some fun offers, you could ask them questions, and it's more interactive, it's very clean, and it has a very high opt-in ratio, which allows us to start sending out email recovery and reminders whenever people leave items in their cart. But what this also will allow us to do is build out even more flows to drive more sales, which I'm about to get into. So the goal from this, increase add to cart and purchase recovery. And now we can get into post-purchase and subscriptions. This is where we turn a $40 customer into a $120 customer instantly. So to show what this looks like, back on Graza, we have the subscribe and save. So if we spend $10 to acquire a customer and they spend $81 on the subscribe and save option, not only are we getting an 8x return on ad spend, the very next month this subscription renews, allowing us to make an additional $81 on top of what it only costed us to acquire them for $10. This increases our LTVs and allows us to build up our returning customer rate and get more post purchases. So if you have a product that could be on a subscription, you need to install a subscription app that allows you to increase your returning customer rate and recurring revenue. So that way your revenue is stacking every single month. This allows us to not only spend more on ads, but make more money by having people on subscribe and save options. And the ways that you can do that are by using a tool called Rebuy. And this allows you to put people on a recurring subscription, so that way every single month you're able to not only bill them, but they receive the product without having to come back to the website. This makes the post-purchase experience much better, so that way they don't have to think about ordering the product every time. It automatically comes to them. They can cancel anytime, and it increases the revenue that you make every single month by multiples. So if you have a product that is a consumable or skincare, anything where you could buy that product multiple times every month and it runs out, you want to have a subscription. Next up is the post-purchase experience, and CarPay does a really good job of this. Once you buy the first time, they're going to offer you a product immediately after you buy. And this is what we call the post-purchase upsell. And if they go from spending $100, well, now you're offering an additional product to them at a discounted rate for say $20 more. And because they already bought from you and trust you, the chances that they're going to buy again go up significantly. So you definitely want to have a post-purchase upsell because it helps raise your ROAS. It helps you get that second purchase, which makes it even more likely that a customer will return to your website again and again to buy more. So how do we set up the post-purchase after they buy? Well, we do that with this post-purchase upsell, which will help increase your AOV and the post-purchase experience, so that way you make more money after every customer that checks out on your website. In this tool right here, all you do is just install it, and as soon as they buy, they're given another offer to spend more with you. And this is one of the easiest ways to increase your AOVs and gain more sales. Now, it doesn't just stop there. Next up, we want to have all of the email flows that allow us to keep bringing these customers back and back every single month So that way we don't have to constantly go out and acquire tons of new customers every single week. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with email post-purchase flows. And this is where we can go over special offers. We can break down other products that we're offering where we showcase, maybe you bought this product, but did you know this other product improves your sleep or has a different feel? Maybe it pairs well with this item. We can share the founder's story to get them more engaged with us. Because once they buy, they're in tune with the brand, but now we want to integrate them so that way they become a cult-like fan of our brand. And what we'll do is we'll send them down multiple flows where we're giving them special offers. We'll do Labor Day sales. We'll do mystery gifts. We'll end up thanking them for sleeping with us, right? If they bought a sleeping product or if they bought a supplement. You bought our creatine, but did you know our protein helps increase your muscle growth on top of the creatine that you're using? This is a great way to communicate to our customers after they've already bought. So you want to build out multiple email flows to increase conversion rates because now we have an easy route of bringing people back to the site and buying again. And we can continue to educate and be able to give out more offers to drive more sales by using these email flows. An example of somebody who's doing a really good job of not only sending out emails, but getting customers to review so that way they build up the credibility and social proof and drive more trust like we were talking about earlier is Everyday Dose. In order to get all of these reviews, it doesn't just come by natural people buying and reviewing. There's an entire science behind the scenes that you're not seeing. And that is where they're incentivizing and sending out notifications immediately after a customer buys. They're asking for reviews, videos, and offering referrals to get people to spend more money with them, refer their friends, and provide them with videos of their product and more reviews. Because they know if they get a ton of reviews and social proof, they're going to have a higher conversion rate. So what you want to do is set up an email flow to be able to reach out to these customers to get them to buy more. And how you do that is by using a tool like this review app, which is linked below this video, and it sends out requests to not only get people to review, but also get photos, videos, images of people actually using the product because it builds more social proof, drives higher conversions, and allows you to be able to drive more sales. So if you want to get way more reviews and be able to recover and increase your sales and conversion rate, then you definitely want to use this tool. So the goal from this, increase your LTVs from day one and sell to them again and again through email and SMS so we can shift ad budget towards net new people, which lowers our ad spend, increases our LTVs, and brings in more people into our ecosystem. Now, I want to make one thing crystal clear. CRO doesn't mean just fixing pages. It's continuous experimentation, A/B testing, and maximizing every metric from the front end to the back end of the funnel. So to recap, what all was learned in this video is number one, we learned what a proper website foundation looks like with our speed and overall trust. Number two is we now understand our data and all of the analytics and leaks in our site that is preventing people from converting. Number three, we now understand how to properly set up our landing pages and make sure that our messaging from our ads align with our landers or PDPs. And number four, we have all of our offers, bundles, and upsells all set up along with a properly structured checkout cart. And number five, we have add to cart recovery set up through email and SMS and not always relying on ads. And finally, we have a clear understanding of maximizing our LTV on the back end to get more repeat customers every single month. And earlier in this video, I mentioned I was also going to give you the full funnel that we roll out with all of our clients. And once you understand how to structure your website for conversions, this funnel will bring you traffic 40% cheaper and be able to scale to 100K, 500K, 1 million, and even $10 million per month on Shopify. And I put all of it in this next video for you right here. I'll see you inside.